we love sports just like you.
Welcome to the Team Podcast, episode 018. My name is Nash, host of the Team Podcast. And to my right, I got Wells.
Sup, ladies, everybody, sup.
And on my left, on the ones and twos, we got the great DJ Smythe.
Not a DJ.
What's going on, guys? What's going on?
Just want to apologize. I didn't do my traditional beer can opening.
Why is that?
I've given up beer for the next couple of months. For the next month, I'll be back on. I believe it's March 16th, 17th is when this. I'm on a diet, guys. So
I've given up beer.
Trying to lose some weight.
trying to lose some weight, trying to get a little healthier. You know, see if I can actually do it.
Right on. Always commend people for at least trying. But wait, before we get started, so yesterday was Valentine's Day.
Sure was.
And our good friend Benny's birthday. Shout out to Benny. So I wanted to give you guys something.
Oh man.
So we're gonna give you that one,
I'm not gonna lie, I'm very happy about
and
this.
I'll give you that one. So you know,
Can I open it right
happy. Oh yeah, go ahead. Open.
What are these?
Describe to the people what I just handed to you guys.
now? Valentine's Day gift. It's hugs in a box.
Didn't know Wells you were on this. So I guess you can just keep it in the freezer and save it till March.
You know what? I will keep it.
Keep it in the freezer till March.
On my
What do you got there?
Oh yes.
So there's a bunch of chocolates in there.
Yes, one looks like a Reese's peanut butter cup,
Yep.
which I love.
Because I love you guys, so I just got you some Valentine's gifts. So
Yes,
you know,
appreciate
I can't wait to see what you guys got me. What'd you guys get me?
I'm here, aren't I?
I'm gonna give you a victory against Wells in NHL 18 tonight. That's for you. Happy
you guys,
Valentine's Day, man.
You guys didn't get me anything?
No.
Oh. Well, okay. Well,
Were you expecting something? Honestly,
I guess the love only goes one way here.
Right? Since
I
we
guess
are
so.
we are each other's Valentines, apparently.
I guess the love on this podcast only goes one way. Yeah, well, lesson learned. Lesson learned.
Never again. Next Valentine's Day.
You know, next
nothing.
year when we're doing this podcast, I'll bring you a gift. Don't worry.
Yeah, we owe you next time.
Kind of wanted one now.
Thanks, man.
I'll get you a St. Patrick's Day gift.
There you go.
Before we get into a bunch of other topics, so Jerry Howarth of the voice of the Blue Jays on radio retired. It seemed to be out of the blue. It wasn't like a victory dance or anything like that. But he just said, I'm done.
That's it for me.
Just couldn't keep up with the whole schedule and whatnot. So 36 years.
Well, how old is he now?
Well, do you know that? How old is he?
He's in his 60s.
I'll look that up. But anyway, what do you guys gonna remember about Jerry Howarth?
There she goes.
Oh yes.
No, man. Like Jerry Howarth is a staple of baseball for me. When I was younger, my parents used to share a cottage with one of my mom's best friends, and I'll always remember is listening to the games on the dock with like the radio on, and whenever I hear his voice, that's like the first thing I think of is like summertime, good weather. So that I'll always have that memory like of Jerry Howarth, and I think a lot of people have the same one.
What isn't the only person that will isn't the only guy that ever called Jays games on the radio? Basically, like the only voice?
No. Tom Cheek was the first guy to call it, and then shortly after Jerry Howarth joined him, and they did about 30 years, I think, together. 29, 30 years
36.
together. No, Jerry Howarth did 36 years. Tom Cheek died, what, 8 years ago? So, they did about 28 years together. And that was it. It was just the two of them, right? Mm-hmm. And then once Tom Cheek died, then they started bringing in other voices. But, those voices I'll always have that etched in my head.
Jerry Howarth is 71. Smythe, did you have any...
No,
nothing.
I never listened to
not
the
a big
Jays
radio
on the
guy.
radio. Yeah, like it would never happen.
To me, Jerry Howarth is the voice of Blue Jays. Like that's just the voice I hear in my head anytime I hear a video. But anyway, I'm sure him and his wife will just probably travel now and stuff like that.
71's a good run, right? Like,
Oh yeah.
I think you can stop
I
working
don't think
at
you have
71.
anything else to prove.
Nope.
It's weird that it happened now, as opposed to him saying, "I'm gonna, this will be my last year," right? Like,
Well, I think if you do it now, they have a chance to prepare a tribute for him. So now at least like the opening day, you give a nice tribute that he did it in enough time where it's possible, which I think was the reason why he did it at the time he did.
It's interesting theory.
Yeah, they'll probably give him something this year.
Yeah.
Just send him off. But yeah, nice. We had a podcast. Excuse me. We were having a discussion earlier today, or just before we started the podcast, about the Olympics and whatnot. What's catching your guys' eyes about these Olympics, Smythe? What are you watching? What are you paying attention to?
I've been watching the skating. I watched, I think, all the Moguls Championships. I like the Winter Olympics. I don't do a lot of stuff that they do, but I enjoy watching it. The time difference really sucks. Like, we're seeing stuff. Like, I'm reading about who wins before I'm watching the events, which is kind of hard for me. And to be honest, I don't think it's ever happened before. Like, when's the last time? But with Sochi, were you seeing the results before?
Yeah, Sochi was
I actually think Sochi was worse.
Yeah, Sochi was during like, I think they started like 12 midnight or something like that, or something.
Well,
maybe a little later.
I think they're like 8 hours ahead.
Yeah,
Right.
So yeah, you're right. Like 12 midnight is when like the early morning stuff starts, and then like early morning for us is like
Well, their prime
midday
time.
for
Yeah,
them.
their prime time would have started like 8 a.m. for us.
Yeah.
Their
Well,
prime time, and
you
that's
just
when,
watch it during
that's when we
the
got
day.
all the hockey games and whatnot.
Yeah.
But that was probably the worst one. But yeah,
This one's not that bad. I don't
no,
think,
it's not.
because
It's not. If you're
either,
home, you can watch it all
like
day.
late at night. Like I'd say from like 8 o'clock till midnight or so. Like you're gonna get most of the stuff you want to watch, right?
right.
And then early in the morning, our time is like their nighttime. So it's not that bad, but it's not ideal, obviously.
What's catching your eye, though, Wells?
I mean, I watched the women's hockey last night. The Canadian girls look good. I like the snowboard racing where they have five guys going at once.
That was nice.
It's good to see that. And then I watched a little bit of the figure skating. I still don't understand the judging and the rules.
How
for
that works.
That's
I gave up on
judging
it.
sports. I hate.
I stopped watching it because I just, it doesn't make any sense.
It's nice
Like,
to watch them do it, but then when it comes down to like the final, like I don't understand.
did I watch Patrick Chang fall on his ass and get up and still be like number one? And I was just like, I don't know.
Exactly. Yeah, some people fell and they managed to be like I don't know.
Do you guys root for people to fall?
No.
No,
Okay.
not that person.
Not like NASCAR where people
No.
root for
No,
the car.
yeah. NASCAR is just way more fun. When someone falls in figure skating, you actually feel bad for them. There's never a time I'm like, good for you, you suck. I'm just like, oh, you must, like, it's 4 years of work and look at you now.
That's exactly what I think. It's like, oh, there's 4 years of work.
Yeah,
Gone.
down the drain.
Gone the drain.
Oh,
I've been paying attention a lot to the curling. I don't know, for some reason, it's just,
I
it throws me
I like
so
the curling.
much. It's so exciting.
Okay, you used the wrong word, but whatever.
Well, it's like
Well, if you understand the game, like the way we take
the
bocce ball,
closer
no,
rock wins.
I understand that, but it's a strategy in that.
There is a
The w-
strategy.
The way we take bocce ball, because if you guys see us in the summertime, we take bocce ball very seriously. No, we do. Didn't we have that whole tournament up at Corey's cottage?
Yeah.
That one time?
Remember who won that tournament?
Oh, wasn't it Mark and Dwayne?
No, we were out. No, it was me and Benny on that tournament, but I don't know who won. Was it Jay?
No, it was. I think Mark was.
Or was it Reeves? I think it was Reeves and Mark. Yeah, it was Reeves and Mark that won that tournament. Yeah,
And
Reeves
it
and
went
Mark.
the entire day.
Yeah, it went the entire day. We actually pulled up cars and put the lights on it and still played.
It's serious stuff, man.
Yeah,
It was serious stuff. Johnny Manziel. Johnny Manziel has been in the news. He did a interview on the Today Show, which I didn't watch, and he also did one on Pardon My Take, which I did listen to. I don't know if you listened to that, Wells. That same interview.
That was really good.
So Johnny Manziel basically coming out and saying that he had a battle of his alcoholism, trying to come back to the NFL. And one big thing he said was he was bipolar, and that was a big reason for his alcoholism and his behavior. What did you think about the interview, Wells?
Which one?
The Johnny Manziel. Well, whatever one. Like, whatever one you put, God.
What do you mean? Like, what do I think about it?
Like, what did you think it was polite? Like, what do you think?
Well, yeah. Here's a guy who's trying to get back into the NFL. Eventually, that's his end goal, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to happen, but I commend him on trying to change his life. It's a shame that his life started out the way it did in pro football, but he admitted to his mistakes. He admitted...
That's important, yeah.
Yeah, he admitted how much of an idiot he was. Wasn't hanging around the right people, making bad decisions. It's good that he has realized all this. I just think it might be too late for him. But everyone deserves a second chance. I think, if he's in the right mindset and he still has the abilities, because he did have tools when he was in college. But he said some interesting stuff. He said, when he was practicing with the Browns, he was talking about how like all the big name QBs like Brady, Roethlisberger, Rodgers, all these guys prepare all season for every single game, and they stay late. They watch all the video, and he said he was doing none of that.
Well, he told me the Browns didn't even say.
I know. I was getting to that. I was getting to that. Yeah, I was saying like he never did any of that, and no one ever told him the right way to do it. And he just thought he could walk into the NFL and be like what he was in college, but it didn't turn out that way, obviously. So I appreciate him trying. It's good that he's sober now, and I think he's got rid of some of those demons, and I hope it works out for him. And I hope he plays in CFL. I wouldn't mind watching him.
The only thing about the CFL is because his dream seems to be, I want to get back to the NFL. And I was always wondered, why didn't Tebow go? Why didn't other guys go? They changed the rule in the CFL where you have to stay there for 2 years. So you can't just jump back and forth. So you have to stay in the CFL for 2 years, which is a dumb rule. They probably should change that if they want players.
I mean, so
I get it though. It's like the CFL doesn't want to be used as like a platform, right?
Yeah,
I think that's fair.
As a lesser league, I don't know.
But in all honesty, 2 years is probably what's going to take for him to get noticed. Anyway.
Maybe, probably.
Like,
what did you take away from?
Don't you guys like? Here's the thing, Johnny Manziel. When he played in the NFL, what did you see out of him? Didn't have an NFL arm. Doesn't have NFL size. Doesn't have NFL skill. Okay. Now he comes back and he says, "Here's the reason. I was doing the wrong things." So not only are you not in the correct shape, form, or skill level to play in the NFL, you're now admitting that you didn't take playing in the NFL seriously. And a mental disorder is a mental disorder, and it's great he came out with that, and you know, that's fine. But the case in fact is that you had a chance to play this game at a top level where a ton of other people succeeded. You have completely failed. I think he just took a look at what the CFL checks were, and he was like, I don't want to do this, you know? And, you know, he gets his interviews, which is fantastic, but I don't think there's anything that's going to turn Johnny Manziel into an NFL caliber talent.
You know what I first thought about when he did this? And it's going to sound bad. Because he came out and said he was bipolar, and that was the reason for it. I'm like, really?
I don't think he was saying that was the reason. It was a contributing
something he
reason.
suffers with.
I was just like, really? That, like, it's just, when people want something out of it, now he's making it, because he wants to get back in the NFL. So now he's making an excuse. This is why I was like this.
Yeah.
Because now he wants to get back in the NFL.
Exactly what he's doing.
Well, that's one way to look at it, right? You could say making excuses, or you could say he's realized the mistakes he's made. And he wants
fair.
a second chance.
Yeah, that's fair. If he came out and said, yes, I made mistakes, I drank, I partied, cool. But then and if he is bipolar, like, get all the help you can get. But if you're just using this as an excuse to get back in, because we were all young. Like, and we were probably borderline alcoholics ourselves. And you don't hear us.
Yourself, bro.
Come on, you weren't out there drinking.
Come on,
like,
come
and you don't hear us using it. Oh, this is the excuse why I was drinking. Like, we just drank. We had a party. Like, I'm just saying he was young. If he's bipolar, I apologize to you, Johnny, but it just kind of rubbed me the wrong way when I first heard it. That's all I'm saying. I don't know.
It just sucks that he used that as an excuse for why he like earned himself out of the NFL. To be honest, like
I don't think you guys are getting it though. I think you're seeing him say that he was bipolar as like an excuse of why he didn't do well, but you're missing the other points of how he was a mess. Like he was a mess. He was a screw up.
Yeah.
He got too carried away with the lifestyle, which we all saw coming. Like, we could see that coming from the way his attitude was when he was in college and when he got drafted.
You know what was? I never actually blamed for any of that. I just looked at him and go, you're young. You're young.
Yeah.
You're a celebrity at, how old was he when he came in? Like
20.
20? You're a celebrity at 20. I'm like,
that's
I'm surprised
young.
More people don't deal with it that way.
Yeah, well,
I'm surprised more people don't
handle it that way. But the thing is, a lot of players party. A lot of players drink. Who was that? Who was the guy on the Browns? The receiver, Josh
Gordon. Yeah, but he just smoked weed. He didn't really.
That was completely different. Like, he was medicated. He was high
all the time.
That's
a problem.
On pills and everything. And apparently, the coaching staff in college, they knew all about this, and they did nothing.
And they were like, whatever. But he still could play at an NFL level. Johnny Manziel never could play at NFL level. There was never a time where he was on the field and he said, "Hey, this kid's got it. Mm-hmm. This kid's special. This kid's an NFL caliber quarterback." Mm-hmm. We were saying he had stints or plays where he played okay, but putting it together over multiple games didn't happen. any other kid who played like this would be out of the league. So it's not like, oh my God, because he partied so hard, they didn't want any part of him. They were like, there's better kids out there.
Yeah.
We don't need this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like with that, attitude of going out and partying and not focusing, not preparing yourself for games, I think that also contributed to him being not as successful as he could have been. Because I mean, he's still drafted in the first round, right? Like,
Yeah.
he was still a first round drafted quarterback, albeit by the Browns. But I mean, like, he does have talent. Say what you want about his arm; it's not the greatest, but a lot of NFL quarterbacks don't have a great arm, are still in the league somehow. But I mean, he's got talent. Like I said, he's going to need to do a lot of work to prove that he can make the NFL level. Who knows what the game will be like in 2 years, or 3 years when he could come back, because, people have done it before. Doug Flutie's done it. A lot of people have gone to the CFL and
You name one dude.
Yeah.
And I got Ricky Williams.
Well, Ricky Williams didn't have a choice.
Right.
Dude got banned.
There are guys. There are guys.
Cam Wake.
Yeah.
Like, there's also a lot of guys who play in the CFL who, didn't get drafted by NFL teams. I doubt he wants to go the CFL route and spend 2 years in Hamilton.
Nobody wants to do that.
But if he has to,
They still have his rights.
yeah, Hamilton
Yeah.
has
No,
his
it's
rights.
still theirs? Okay.
And
I
they
thought-
traded,
I thought they traded
and
away.
Hamilton traded one of their quarterbacks so they could use him
Oh,
this
okay.
year.
And I thought they already signed him because you had to have him signed by a certain date.
Yes, like he is
Reports to Hamilton right
he
now.
is
Yeah.
a Hamilton Tiger Cat if he wants to be.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm like, well, he wasn't good enough before. Now you're bipolar and you did the wrong things and you straighten yourself out. And that's great. But you were an NFL caliber quarterback. Anyway, and you got drafted by the Browns, which that's why they are who they are. And here we are.
You know, the one thing I took away from that part of my take interview is he has size 15 feet.
That's weird, eh?
He's 6 feet tall. He has size 15. I'm 6'3", and I have 13.
Yeah. I don't think his feet are size 15. That's
He's
his
walking
shoes
around
are.
with clown feet.
Yeah, just his shoes are, right? A lot of guys wear bigger size than their feet actually are. You know that.
Around clown feet. Anyway, let's talk some NBA here. So the big talk over the last week, 2 weeks, is all the buyouts and whatnot. And one thing I'm getting from Raptors fans, Raptors media, whatever, is let's bring back Vince Carter. Because he's going to get buyed out and bring back Vince Carter. I'm not about this, but what do you think, Smythe? Bring back Vince Carter in a buyout?
There's no point. Like,
Why?
Bring him back as a coach or something. Just, you have a system. Your system's based around youth, speed, ball movement, all things Vince Carter, he's too old to do at an elite level. So it's like bringing Dwayne Wade in to Cleveland for your young team. You don't need a guy that's, forget being past your prime.
But he'll just sit on the end of the bench, Smythe.
I know.
He won't do anything. He'll just sit there. So let's bring him back for nostalgia.
What a waste. For everyone can cheer when he stands up. He gets to go in the game with 2 minutes left. Like, he still likes playing. He starts in Sacramento,
Yeah.
and it's fine.
He's in Sacramento.
Yeah, well, but he wants to play. That guy, as long as there's a check for Vince Carter's playing in this basketball league. For him to go to the Raptors, maybe on a one-day thing to retire, whatever it is, maybe they'll do that. But these, like, significant playing time, absolutely not. And the garbage playing time, is it worth the hassle if you're the Toronto Raptors?
Well,
No, I don't understand this. Like, I don't know why they would want to bring him back. He's
it's more the fans. I don't think.
No, why, man? Like,
I don't think.
which fans though? I mean, he hasn't been with this team for over 13 years. 14,
a lot
14
of
years.
fans. A lot of fans want to see him back
Why
in
though?
Toronto.
Like, what?
I don't understand it either.
He left the city, and the fans had a bad taste in their mouth. Again, like, you're young, you make dumb decisions. I get it.
Yeah.
But like, there's nothing that he would bring to the table that this team needs. And you guys already hit it on the head. You already said why, right? Like, who's the oldest player in the Raptors right now?
I can't even remember.
Kyle Lowry?
Might be Kyle Lowry. He's
Yeah.
like 30,
And what is he, 31?
31.
30?
32, 31? Yeah, something like that.
Like, you're going to bring a guy who's 41.
Yep.
Like, what's his purpose? Like, he's going to come in. The only thing I could see him is coming in and spelling minutes for players, but they already have that going on right now. No one's averaged over 30 minutes in the last, like, month.
Yeah, they played 13 guys yesterday.
Yeah.
I don't know you could play 13
No,
guys.
you can only
in
play
an NBA
12.
game. No, they played 13 guys yesterday.
You can only play 12.
I'm just telling
You can
you.
only
what
dress 12.
happened. No, man.
You can't play 13. He's right. You can only play 12. You have a 15-man roster, but you can only play 12. Yeah.
I'm gonna show you yesterday. This
All right. Well, you look that up. But
I
anyway,
guess the Raptor played a couple
Ray
minutes.
just came in and shut it down.
But anyway, all you guys I think hit it on
Count.
hit it on the head. Why couldn't you count? Anyway,
Because I know it's 13. So
count and say it. You guys both hit it on the head. I think blah blah blah. Why? Because he can't play. He's too old. All that stuff. But another reason is I know fans will love it. And the minute he comes in,
It's
is he
13.
right? 13? I didn't think you were allowed to do that. Anyway, how many minutes? Who was the 13th guy? How many minutes the last person?
McKinney?
Just looked up. McKinney.
yeah.
Yeah, so both you guys hit them on the head. One, he can't play because he's 41. He won't find the minutes on his team. Another reason for me is I think this team belongs to DeMar DeRozan and Kyle Lowry. Now, Vince Carter coming back, you know fans are going to love it. They're going to have standing cheers and ovations, just taken away from the adulation that those two guys get. And then he's just going to ride the wave of all that stuff. And like, you left. Go back to New Jersey if you want nostalgia. Like, come back maybe next year on a one-day contract if you want your number retired. Because his number will be retired here.
Will it, though?
Yep.
It probably will.
Yeah, it should be.
Because retirements nowadays, it's not about great players. It's about the organization patting themselves on the back and saying, hey, look what I did. I retired this guy's
They
jersey.
retired Paul Pierce's number this week.
I retired him. Well, Paul Pierce maybe. I don't know. No, well, since you brought it up, Paul Pierce retired his jersey number this week.
And he got the no interruptions, no other Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah, Isaiah Thomas
cooking him.
Right? But they got walloped by Cleveland, which was fun to watch.
So it happened after the game. I think it was like an hour ceremony or something like that.
What?
Yeah, it was like an hour.
That is insane.
It was an hour-long ceremony. Tears were shed, all that stuff.
Really?
What were you? Oh yeah. What do you guys remember most about Paul Pierce?
Killing the
Time in Boston?
Raptors. But not with
Yep.
Boston, with Brooklyn.
Yep.
Remember that time when he kneed Chris Bosh in the nuts and then dunked on him? That's my favorite Paul Pierce play ever. Paul Pierce lost for a long time.
Him and Doc Rivers, they lost for a long time. They're in the bottom of the East for a long time. They're about to fire Doc Rivers, and they're talking about trades before Kevin Garnett and
Right?
Real got there.
Paul Pierce's career would have been he scored a lot of points. Actually, you know what? Him and Antoine Walker made the playoffs a few years. But if it wasn't for trading for 2 first ballot Hall of Famers to make this team relevant, Paul Pierce's career goes up in dust as almost nothing. Except for,
Like a Rudy Gay or something.
Is he like number 7 in Celtics scoring or something? Like I don't think he's top.
Here's a question I heard somebody
That's
ask.
not his fault, though.
Here's a question I heard somebody
There's
ask.
good Celtic players.
Who was a better player? Just take career and everything into consideration. Who was a better player, Vince Carter or Paul Pierce?
You know what? I really do like that question. Fortunately, Paul Pierce wins this one.
Because of the championship?
Yeah.
Who would you say it was? Paul Pierce, Vince Carter.
I don't know. Like, what are we basing this on?
Just say their whole career in general. Just who you like.
You base it on Vince Carter's never been past the second round.
Yeah. Just their whole career accomplishments. Who do you like? Who do you like?
I think Vince Carter was
Vince
the
Carter.
better player, but yeah, like he wasn't on as good of teams.
Yeah.
But that's not always his fault.
Nope. Not a single player's fault.
Oh, it's a decent question.
Because when I think it was on a jump, I'm not even sure where I heard this from, but when they said it, they said yes. If you take that championship out of it, you're going to put Vince Carter on it.
Yep.
Ahead of him. But if you put the championship on that resume, you might give Paul Pierce that slight edge.
Well, without the championship, Pierce still went to another final.
Yeah.
His team was stacked. Vince Carter's never played in a team. He played with Jason Kidd, and he was okay.
Yeah. Well, that Jersey team was good. It wouldn't have been as good as that Raptors team.
Yeah, well, there's also that. That's one of the most daft decisions I've ever seen.
They both regret it.
Carter and McGrady.
They both regret it.
both
They both regret it. It was a
probably
different
made.
NBA. It was a
Well,
different
and
NBA.
it's also you're in a different country, and that's hard.
It was a different NBA back then. What would have been? Another thing that people were getting upset about in national media, Steve Kerr letting his players coach. Iguodala was holding the whiteboard at points. JaVale McGee, actually, before the game, he was handling the video session. So can you imagine what you put up there? Some players had a problem with it. Do you have a problem with it, Smythe?
Oh, I don't care.
Yeah.
Is it not nice? Yeah, but Like, are the Phoenix Suns going to pose an actual threat for Golden State? No. So if there's a night you can fool around, that's the night.
Yeah.
The problem is really it's the best team almost to ever play in this league.
As far as domination, they're probably up there.
By the way, they won by 50. So do you know what I mean? So it's like not only are they now destroying teams, they're also like just doing whatever they feel like on top of it.
You know what this sounds like? It just sounds like they're bored.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Sounds like they're bored, man. They're just steamrolling everyone.
Well, they gave up 123 and lost to Portland the next night. So
Yeah.
I just think they're bored.
That's basically what it comes down. I think we said that in the last week. You know what would have been really impressive? If Steve Kerr let Mark Jackson coach.
yeah, right.
That would have been impressive. I basically brought up that topic just for that joke.
Poor guy. Poor guy.
Shots fired at Mark Jackson. Jeez.
No, Steve Kerr the day said he inherited a hell of a team. Which you know what?
Well, Mark Jackson didn't win anything.
That's got to be a
Oh, he did.
shout out if anything, right?
Yeah, well, he did. All-Star break in the NBA. You guys looking forward to anything in the All-Star break, Wells? Anything in the All-Star facilities? Do you normally watch the NBA All-Star?
I watch like the Saturday night stuff,
That's basically what everyone says.
Yeah, I'm kind of interested to see
and
the
I
game.
and I bet on the over in the All-Star game. That's it.
Right? So that's a guarantee. I kind of want to watch the actual game. I kind of want to see what the new format and how it works. If guys like play serious or if it's just more like for
won't.
jokes.
They won't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I guarantee you watch the first quarter, you're like, okay,
Yeah.
well, this is the same thing.
I kind of like that shooting thing where they make all the shots like it's like a layup, then a foul shot, then a three, then a half court shot.
Last year they had bigs against smalls.
Yeah, yeah.
I think DeMarcus Cousins won last year. I can't remember, but anyway.
And no, not the skills one where they run around and they do the shooting, the pass to the hoops. Ones where like they do the shots and the WNBA
they have like
superstars are in.
a NBA star. They have a female
And like a legend.
star, and then a legend. Yeah.
Oh, they play a little game.
No,
It's like horse.
no. They all have to hit a shot
never
from
watched this.
half court. Sorry, from
It's like
from
a
free
layup,
throw
Yeah?
layup,
Okay.
foul shot, three,
and then
half court.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's cool.
okay.
I like that competition.
Oh, really? I only tune in when the 3-point competition starts,
San Antonio always wins, which is also why I like it.
and I kind of tune out when the slam dunk competition comes on.
You know what? It's getting better and better every year. These guys are doing dunks that I don't think the older guys could have done.
The dunks are there. It's just the name recognition is not there.
Yeah.
That's
fine.
I guess it's fine. Yeah.
It hasn't been like that for a long time, right? Like,
Yeah.
They tried to do it. What they had like the DeRozan and Blake Griffin one, and that
Which
that
was-
left
that
a lot of
was-
people's
That was awful.
a lot of people left their.
Do you remember the story about that one?
Well, it was already predetermined, pretty much.
Yeah.
Because they brought a Kia out.
Yeah.
And the choir. But do you remember the because they released a statement accidentally to some
Yeah.
newspapers
Same Blake Griffin.
the
one.
round before? Congratulations to Blake Griffin on winning the slam dunk
Yeah.
competition.
Well, Kia just paid for it. What do you want from them?
Pretty much.
I'd
Pretty
do it.
much.
I'd do it if I were them.
Pretty much.
There's only been one. There's one star-studded dunk off in the history of the dunk off. Really.
No, there's been a few. Because remember Dominique and
But were
Dominique
they were
and
young
Jordan.
back then though.
Yeah,
so I was
yeah,
like,
Dominique and Jordan.
yeah.
And then when we were growing up, Vince Carter's dunk.
Vince Carter, McGrady, Francis,
Steve Francis. That one was
Ray
loaded.
Allen.
Yeah, that one was loaded. There's been a few. Like back in the day, like they actually cared about it and they competed. So, but
Terrence
nowadays
Ross
it's
won a
like
dunk off.
I think LeBron has just set the table. It's like no,
Yeah, we don't do that.
we don't do that. Us stars
You're
don't
not
do that.
circus animals.
Well, there's one All Star in it this year.
I don't even know who's in it.
Oladipo.
Oh, is it? Oh,
Yeah.
good for him.
Just
Good for him.
he needs to shine.
Oh, he's playing amazing right this year.
Contract here,
And then the guy who's probably going to be Rookie of the Year is in it too. Mitchell?
Yeah, but he
Mitchell.
took someone's
Yeah.
spot though.
Yeah, but he's still in it.
Yeah. Let's move on to some Wells woke.
Oh.
There's some Wells woke.
So how do I don't understand this. I did the top 5 last week, and now I'm doing
Hey,
another
sometimes
segment
it
this
just
week.
works out that way.
Yeah,
That's
I
the
don't-
way
I
it
mean,
is.
why are you
That's the way it is.
complaining? I
I
don't
don't
understand.
understand. It works out that way.
I mean, the rest of us have specialties here. You just come and show up. so-
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yes, because
all right. I'm going to show
have
you my
one?
specialty later.
do you have a Wells woke for us?
Yeah, of course I do.
All right, lay it on
I
us.
come prepared.
Lay it on us.
My Wells woke this week kind of is talking about athletes and social media, and how basically I think they gotta get off it. They gotta stop it.
The athletes need to get off it, or
Yeah.
the players. The media needs to stop looking into it so much.
No, because like media, fans, anyone, come on, man. media fans, anyone can comment on
What
it.
are you doing, Smite?
Yeah,
Let's
some
stop.
run.
Okay,
I'm
continue.
changing my Wells woke now. No, but like, so for instance, today we had arbitration hearing for Marcus Stroman,
Yes.
Oh, I saw this.
and he filed for $6.9 million. The Jays filed for 6.5. He lost it, so he lost $400,000. Now, the first thing he did was take to social media. The first thing he did, saying how he lost.
24-hour rule, man. 24-hour rule.
But this is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you want to look it up for the exact quotes that he wrote because he already deleted it.
Well, he said he was hurt by the things that were said to him in that meeting, but he holds no grudges. He knows it's just business.
Exactly. So why is your first instinct to run onto social media and cry about it?
Because he wants people to say, "Oh, that's poor Stroman."
Yeah.
Why though?
I don't.
Like, why do you
I don't
need
know.
that?
I don't know. For
You
people,
have everything going for you.
Yeah.
And I literally mean everything going for you. You are an elite pitcher. You have support from your family, friends. You have your own apparel. You have everything. You have a nice house. Everything's going great. Giving back to your family. You praise about it so much. Talk about how hard you work. And then you say stupid stuff like this. And one of the things he said is like, I'm thick-skinned, so I won't let this bother me. But
you just proved.
but
that
you just
weren't.
proved that you aren't thick-skinned. And look, man, like I like Marcus Stroman
Yes, I do too.
as a pitcher. I like his attitude. I like his whole demeanor. He's a bulldog, right? But like when this stuff comes on, where he does this stuff, it takes away from my like factor for him, right? Like I want to cheer for these guys.
Yes.
I want to root for the athletes, but when they go like and do stuff like this, like it makes it harder for me.
I don't know. I think it added a frame of realism to arbitration,
I don't want
how
that.
it works.
No, well, okay, sure. Like for people
Okay,
that don't know,
okay, well, you're a person that seems to like this. Do you care that he came to social media and started?
I don't
this?
care. Like, stress yourself. That it draws people more. Some people will like it. Some people will hate it. But people are going to talk about it. That's why he makes the post, right? And I kind of like the fact that I get a little insight on that situation. Like, hey, man, he thought he was worth this much. It was only $400,000. They're not in like totally different realms.
yeah, and no, totally. But like, it's funny also from like certain fans who are like, "Oh, what are you complaining about? It's only $400,000." Well, on the flip side, why don't you complain to Rodgers and say, "Well, it's only $400,000.
Yep.
Why didn't you pay him?" Right? So like, I don't like that fans do that as well.
No. I don't like that either.
Is
I
jump
don't
down
like
his throat.
because.
But I don't think he should take these things personal,
No.
which is what he tweeted out. Is like, I will remember the things that my team said about me. That's a tough job. And DeFeo brought this up in Horseplay today. He said that's a tough job for an arbitrator or for someone on the organization who has to go in and talk about a player that you guys care about, that you want to sign to an extension probably, that is one of your franchise cornerstones, and you have to go in there and talk about why he doesn't deserve this amount of money. That's a tough job. But it's a business in the end, right?
I don't remember who said it, but they said you should never, as a player, you should never go into arbitration because you know the team's going to say bad things about you. That's what they're going to say.
Well, it's not that they're trying to say bad things.
Well, they're trying to bring the price down, right? Yeah, they're trying to justify bringing the price
Justify
down.
paying
Yeah.
less for you.
So they're going to they're going to say the negative things about you.
Yeah.
This is why you're
Which
not
is-
worth that.
That's why I don't like the whole arbitration
But,
hearings
like-
and stuff.
A couple of years ago, Stroman wins this, no problem.
He won it last year.
Arbitration.
He won his arbitration last year.
Yeah.
Usually, arbitration goes with the player 9 out of 10 times, especially when you're an all-star caliber player.
Well, it depends on the player. Yeah.
Yeah. So, what did they say? That they were like, no. You know what? Or because he won last
Well,
year,
no.
they were like, you can't win every year.
Whatever negative you could think about Stroman, that's where you're probably bringing up.
Well, usually arbitrations are based on numbers, right?
Yeah.
And
3.09 ERA. That's
Fourth-
fourth in the American
fourth best,
League.
yeah.
He was 7th in Cy Young voting. Okay. The team didn't do that good. They were the worst team in the division, right?
Yeah.
I mean-
second worst. But.
I don't know. I feel like he had a pretty good season, but whatever.
No,
That- that's arbitration.
That's fine. And Osuna lost his arbitration earlier this year as well. My whole woke thing here is just we need to get some of these athletes either better PR or someone to handle their account or to restrict them from like having the ability to do this right as something like that happens.
Can I circle on the other side of that?
You can do whatever you like, man.
Let me just circle on the other side. I've noticed now, and this is just lazy media. What media people are doing now is they're watching to see what athletes like. So if they like something, that means something very deep. So, what was it? So,
Kyrie Irving's jumper in LeBron James's face, like by Isaiah Thomas.
yes, like by Isaiah Thomas. So that means Isaiah Thomas must enjoy that LeBron James got a jumper in his face by Kyrie Irving. Or I think Malcolm Butler put something on Twitter or Instagram or something about him being benched in the Super Bowl. Tom Brady liked it. So that must mean Tom Brady's on his side and against Bill Belichick.
Tom Brady is on his side, and Tom Brady is against.
Because he liked a
Belichick.
post on Instagram?
No,
What does that mean?
Tom Brady lost.
It's just-
If your starting quarterback's not playing in the Super Bowl, Tom Brady doesn't care that he was out drinking, visiting his family late for practice. Tom Brady wants to win.
And I don't know. I just don't get it with this media. I'm like, just because they like the post. Like, I scroll through my Instagram and just like random things that, in general, like your post means nothing at all.
I feel like athletes understand that them liking a post or whatever, it does say more than them just double
What does
clicking
mean?
it.
What is it? What is it? Okay, you tell me what it means when you
Well,
like
you
a
know
post.
how-
No, you personally, tell me what it means when you like a post.
Would I like a post?
Yeah.
It depends. It could mean absolutely nothing. It could mean I support the idea that's being pushed there.
90% of the time.
Right. But when a multi-million or a household name and a superstar athlete double clicks on a post, he knows it means way more than us double clicking on a post.
It doesn't. He's scrolling through, he saw the highlights, he did it, whatever. But anyway, to your woke Wells. 24 hours. I would, if you're angry about something, Strowman, maybe you should wait 24 hours. Wait 24 hours. If you still feel you hate it, then post it.
You're supposed to write the post, then read it, then delete it. And if you feel like you have to write it again to say it, then it's worth it.
Huh. Good advice. Good advice. And that was Wells' book.
What segment am I doing next week, guys?
No, Smite's got a segment next week.
Which one?
The WWE Takeover. I haven't actually came up with a name for it. I think that's good.
That's
Takeover?
no, it's already been done.
Smite's Takeover?
Sure, whatever.
Smite's Takeover? Smite's Wrestling Takeover? I haven't come up with a name for it, but
Yeah, we're gonna have to work on that one.
Yeah.
yeah.
But it's actually going to be very good because a lot's been happening.
All right. Well, look forward to that. But NHL. So let's start off with what people were upset about. Rangers basically hanging up the for sale sign. Important, not important, means anything, Wells?
Sure, man.
Yeah.
No fans like to hear that their team's folding, right?
Mm-hmm.
People pay to go to these games. They don't want to pay to know that you're tanking, right? But from a business standpoint, is organization, you got to think about the future. If you're not going to hack it this year, why not sell off pieces that aren't going to help you in the future, like a Rick Nash, right?
Yeah. Now, I know teams usually, this is weird because they're doing it halfway through the season. Teams usually do it completely different, where they're going to tell you, yeah, don't worry, we're going to make a push, so they can get the season tickets. And then right at the beginning of the season, they put up the first sale sign when they get all the season tickets. But does this bother you, Smythe? Make sense to you? What are you feeling with this?
You're only 7 points out.
Yeah, but they're not good enough. You know they're not good enough.
I know, but like, I don't know. The thing about tanking that I don't like is
and you say it all the time. You are not a proponent of tanking. You hate it.
No, I hate it. But in the NHL, tanking could be a 2-season thing. This doesn't last a long time. And every year, the trade deadline is just players.
That's the Buffalo Sabres.
Yeah.
That's the Hurricanes.
Some
Ask
organizations
Edmonton.
are historically bad.
Ask Edmonton about that. Yeah.
Yeah. But every year, a trade deadline comes and goes in the NHL, and all it is that players are moved from teams that can't compete to teams that can. It happens every single year. And does it change who your Stanley Cup favorites are? Never.
But does it change that it's the Rangers though? That's what the big deal. That's what the big beef was. It's the Rangers doing it. If it was Arizona, whatever.
Why is
Business
it
as
such a big
usual.
deal as the Rangers?
Because it's one of the bigger markets in Original Six. And again, this is Hockey Puck saying these. kind of
Once in a
things.
while, they got to turn over too. How old is Lundqvist?
I have no idea. Would they trade Lundqvist?
No.
Who wants him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not good anymore. But you had your run. You had a run of what? 5-6 years
Yeah.
with the King.
Yeah.
You didn't win anything, but you've been contending every year. Teams blow it up after that. That's usually how it works, right? They don't have a generational player. They would like to get a generational player. You're going to have to.
Are hard.
You got to sell this year and then tank next year to get the pick, right? That's why it's a 2-year system, and then you see how good you are once you get that player. It's this their time. To be honest, that's how I feel.
Yeah.
Leafs just went through it. Got Austin Matthews. Look at them now.
I think they're doing it like maybe a year or two too late, but whatever. They had a few pushes. I think one was like 3 years ago. They had a few pushes into the playoffs, but yeah, maybe they're doing it a couple years too late. It's rough in hockey because if you don't have those people coming in through the doors, you're not making a lot of money. But James Dolan has a lot, so I don't think he's really worried about that.
The Rangers never worry about money.
Yeah,
Never.
the Leafs are back. The Leafs are back in the last 10. They're 9-1-0, 5-game winning streak. Me personally, I've been watching them all week.
You haven't?
No, I have.
Yeah.
I have been watching them all week.
Good choice.
I've been conversating back and forth
the best
with
thing
you,
on
Wells.
TV.
What are you seeing? What are you liking with this Leafs after the All-Star break, Wells?
They had a down January, which they always do, history-wise, whether they're a good team or a bad team. They always stink it up in January. And it's whether they can bounce back from that in February, which they definitely have this year. You know what? It's just this team has a good goalie. They have a good system. They switched around the lines a bit, which has really benefited Kadri and Mitch Marner.
Yeah, they're
I
on
think
the same line.
I think
Scoring
going
like crazy.
like
The
in a-
1-2 punch.
I think when I sent you a text about a month ago, maybe, and I was like, Jonathan Drouin has 6 goals.
Yeah.
LOL. I didn't mention that Mitch Marner had 6 goals at that point too. Now he's got 13.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Like, I don't know if it's like Babcock being a genius and found 2 guys that work well together,
It seemed like yes. Like,
but it's worked. But I mean, like, the biggest thing that they're doing is everyone's healthy and they're playing together, right? Like they just click well. It's been a work in progress for Babcock. This is his 3rd year. They've already exceeded expectations. They weren't supposed to be this good last year, and they made the playoffs and gave Washington a run. This is about where, like last year, this is where we thought they would be, but now they've just surpassed that. They're the 3rd best team in the Eastern Conference, and like they're going for number 1.
Now-
They're 6 points out.
Here's the thing. Boston has 4 games in hand. Tampa has
Yeah,
2
yeah,
games in
yeah.
hand. Okay. Tampa Bay is up by 4
I don't
points.
think they'll catch
Boston's
them,
up by
'cause
3.
The way Boston's playing right now, Tampa Bay obviously got that huge lead. The way I
Well,
don't think
games in hand
Tampa's
are
only
very
up 1
important.
now.
Yeah. No, they're
Tampa's only up 1 on Boston.
yeah.
With
No,
2
I'm talking
games.
about the Leafs. I'm talking about the Leafs.
Oh, yeah.
The likelihood of the
Leafs.
Leafs catching them is kind of low.
Yeah.
Just because the game's in hand before anything else. But
Yes.
now between Toronto and Florida, it's 20 points.
Yeah.
So the Leafs are shuffling their lines, trying to find out what works. They have a bunch of games to figure out what they're going to do in the playoffs, which is why you're seeing line changes and switches. And if they move anyone, they're going to be bringing up AHL guys to play. They can afford to lose right
Oh,
now.
I'm sorry. You lost me there. Why did you bring up Florida?
Pardon?
Why did you bring up Florida? Why
Because
did you say-
they're 4th. So Florida, who's behind them, trails them. They trail them by 20 points in the standing.
Oh, in their
Yeah, there's virtually zero
Yeah, what
way
they're
of
saying is
Florida
they're not going to
catching
be a
them.
wild card. They're going to be.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
So they have a chance to experiment, find out what works, find out what doesn't, play some AHL guys, see
like,
what they're going to do in the playoffs.
I don't know what you mean by experiment. Like what experiment? What? Like they have nothing really to.
Marner Kadri is an experiment. It just worked really well. But like,
Oh, it
they,
is. Yeah, you swatched.
right? They've been swapping guys for the last, I would like to say, 2 weeks now. They've been changing up lines, seeing if they can do anything different. It's because they can't go anywhere. Realistically, beating Boston is tough because the game's in hand, not the points.
Yeah.
And then
Also,
moving,
Boston's just really good.
yeah, well, moving down is damn near impossible, right? So you're gonna hopefully get the best combination of Leafs players in the playoffs because they can find it, which I'm very happy for.
Yeah, Travis Durbin, his call up. He's been playing really well for them.
Yep.
It's kind of crazy. He was brought up earlier, and he was put on the penalty kill, but now he's playing on the power play, and he's just yeah.
And you know they got Zaitsev back a couple weeks ago, which is a big boost for them. They needed that right-handed shot on the defense. I don't think they'll make any moves during the deadline. They made a trade today because they had nothing. They couldn't do anything with Soshnikov, so they just gave him away for a pick instead of just put him on waivers.
Yeah.
So I mean, like this team is probably going to be the same as the Raptors, right? Like it's working well. Like what else would you want to do to change it? Really?
What do you think Babcock's thinking though, Wells? I mean Smythe. What do you think Babcock's thinking? Like they score a lot, and I know it was against the Lightning, and even who they played last time? Was it
Last night?
The Blue Jackets. Yeah. They do give up a lot of goals. Like a lead will be there, and then they do give up a lot of goals. What do you think Babcock's thinking about this team, though, Smythe?
I think Babcock's starting to understand that they're supposed to do something in the playoffs now.
Let him go.
Because he took this job thinking that you'd have a couple years, and he gets to like develop the team, and they didn't like he expected to not make the playoffs last year, maybe make it this year, get knocked out in the first round, and try to develop. But now they're trying to build a winner, so he's got to change around a little bit of what he was serving in terms of developing players, developing a system into win hockey now. So
You don't think he's worried about the defense at all?
no,
That they give up a lot of goals?
no. In the playoffs, when they play Washington, they scored.
Yeah.
Washington's a great defensive team, from what I remember. And they were pumping them for 4 and 5 goals a night. This team is what they are.
The thing is, though, if you can't score goals, what do you got to do, right? Like Anderson, stopped 51 shots yesterday?
Yeah.
Like, I know Columbus shoots like nuts, but
Did they have a record of the amount of shots they had?
yeah, 3 games in a row over 50 shots.
Yeah. Well, Matthews Hyman line was -2 yesterday, right?
Yeah.
So you got an explosion.
Well, that's because all the goals were scored on the
Yeah,
Kadri
yeah,
runner line.
exactly,
5
right.
points by Kadri.
Right? So, like, they'll always have a problem back there because they play on the other end of the ice. To be honest, they give up a lot of shorthanded goals.
Well, they're very
first in the league.
aggressive. Yeah, they're very
Yeah.
aggressive. You see Gardner, he's very... Sorry, not Gardner. Yeah, Gardner. He's very aggressive with his coming up the ice. Like, he lets guys by him because he's so aggressive.
Yeah.
I don't know if this style of play will work in the playoffs.
Yeah, but
I'm not completely sold on that because I know the way the NHL is. Every team plays the same. It's boring defense. It's boring. Protect your lead. Blah, blah, blah. I would like the NHL to play like this. I think the Leafs are the most exciting team to watch in the NHL. I would like the NHL to play like this, but I don't know if that's going to work in the playoffs. I don't know if you share that same thing, Wells.
It's gonna be tough, man, because they're gonna have a tough first round matchup. It's gonna be either Boston or Tampa, right?
Oh, yeah.
So, it's like if they were to get eliminated in the first round, it wouldn't be a surprise. But it's unfortunate because if you put them in any other division in the NHL, they could probably make it to the second, maybe even third round. But their style, I mean, it's working now. I don't know if it's going to change when the playoffs come. I know it's a different beast. It's a whole different game.
I don't think I
But-
agree with that. I don't know if they'd be able to do this in the West.
But no, they would.
You think?
Yeah.
Oh,
But I think what's been missing from them and what they have now is a very, very good goalie. And I think a very, very good goalie can carry you in the playoffs.
You think Anderson is that guy?
I don't think Anderson's that good.
Ooh.
I honestly don't think Anderson is that guy.
Really?
No, I don't
Yeah,
think
no.
Anderson.
I think he's not top 10. He's that second tier.
He's top 10.
Yeah.
He's top 10 for sure.
I think he's that second tier.
No, he's top 10 for sure.
But, like, I mean,
Who's
he's
better?
Is he top 10 because the Leafs are winning?
Yeah.
Or is he top 10?
Look at his
because-
numbers. Look
And
at his save percentage.
I don't want to put this on him.
Watch
but
the games.
I don't want to put this on him, but they get a lot of goals scored on them.
Yeah, but like, is it always his fault?
No, it's not. That's why I said I don't want to put this on him, but they get a lot of goals scored against them.
Yeah,
and it's not his fault.
If you
It's
take
not.
away the goals against average, look at the save percentage,
Yeah.
which is the most important part. He's up there. He's saved the most pucks in the NHL this year.
But, yeah, he faces the most shots in the NHL.
Yeah, yes, he does face more shots.
And a lot of shots he faces aren't, like, straight on chances. It's like the guy's dumping the puck on him from, like... But, like, the thing that I feel like is if you go up 3-0 and you can't hold on to that lead...
That's why I question if it's
Right?
going to work in the playoffs. Yeah.
And, I mean...
When most NHL teams, that's what they're built to do: score, hold on to the lead. That's what quote unquote successful teams in the NFL.
Well, and the Leafs are incapable of that. We know that. They've been blowing leads for a long time. Because this year, instead of last year, a game went into overtime, they were almost scared to lose. This year, I would take the Leafs over any team in overtime in this league.
Well, they are now 22-1-2 when leading after 2.
Right?
So I don't know what that whole blowing lead theory. Maybe they get out to an early lead, and then the second period they give it up. But after the third period, they shut it down.
Yeah.
I mean, numbers don't lie, right?
They win. They definitely win the games, but you do see that they get a lot of goals.
Sure.
Yeah, you see that.
But they also score a lot of goals.
Yeah, and they score a lot of goals, and I think that's what's basically saving them, or that's what's winning them the games.
Third most goals in the Eastern, I believe.
Third most goals in the East?
Yeah.
I thought they'd be like 2 or 1.
Well, I think it's Tampa,
Tampa.
and then the Islanders.
Oh, really? I didn't
The
really score that much.
Islanders.
But the Islanders also give up the
A
most
ton
goals.
of goals.
Yeah.
And that's why they're
They're the only
hunting for
team
the
to give
wild
up
card.
over 200.
Oh, wow. All right. So, yeah. Another thing that people were, well, just the guys I listen to anyway. PK versus Montreal.
I love this.
This is An old story. But so Brendan Gallagher took exception with PK Subban because they just recently played. It seemed to be even on TVA. This TVA is the French version of basically TSN, and they basically just solely covered Alouettes and Montreal Canadiens. Louis Jean came on Hockey Central at noon, basically laying the whole thing out. They basically built up their broadcast to saying PK's back, welcome him back to the city, and he also explained that basically a lot of guys in the room, Montreal's room, they didn't like it. They didn't like it. They think PK Subban takes a lot of attention. He's attention hog. Typical hockey player things. I don't know if you were paying attention to any of this stuff. My phone was going down.
Yeah. They're saying a lot of players hate him. There's only one guy that said that he didn't like him, and he hogged the spotlight.
Brendan Gallagher.
Yeah. The thing, he's a Norris Trophy winner. What do you want from the guy? He's big in the community. He is a larger-than-life personality, and we know the NFL feels about personality.
Like. That's what
exactly. You know the NHL feels about personality. So, I mean, would guys not like it? Yeah, but so that's how I feel.
Yeah, I personally don't care. I'm like, whatever. Just deal with it. I don't know if you caught up any of this stuff. Well, sorry. Do you even care about it? To me, I was just like, get over it, man.
I mean, Nashville.
Every time this guy comes to Montreal, there's some sort of story that comes out.
Because they love him in Montreal.
I know they love him in Montreal. And they're still sour that he got traded.
That was a bad trade.
I agree.
It was.
I agree. But like, what?
Right?
I don't know. It's like the Montreal media doesn't really like him.
The Montreal media has a love-hate thing. Because when he comes, it's roll the red carpet and say all this stuff. But at the same time, they were the same people who were saying he's too big of a personality. He needs to calm down. He needs to be more of a quote-unquote hockey player. You know, aw shucks, pucks in deep, keep quiet, don't say anything.
He played in the Stanley Cup final last year. What did Montreal do?
Nothing.
He's in first place in his division. What did Montreal do?
They're probably going to have to trade away their whole team.
And like, that's the only thing I need to know about this situation. PK went to Nashville and turned them into winners. Mm-hmm. And nothing against Shea Weber. But
he's hurt.
He's first of all, he's 4 years older.
Yeah, he's
more
hurt.
Injury prone, not PK Subban. And now the Leafs are rebuilding, and Nashville is maybe going back to the Stanley Cup final.
You mean the Habs? You said the Leafs.
I did. Go Habs. Go.
Another thing that Louis Jean said. This is fascinating to me. He said that Marc Bergevin will probably stay.
I don't understand that. That dude's got 9 lives over there.
Yeah.
I don't understand that. Oh, it's you know why I understand that?
French?
Because he's French Canadian.
Thank you.
And there's no other French Canadian GMs hovering around the recycling bin right now.
Because making trades has to be done in French before on the rest of the league.
And you have to have, in order to have a French coach, you need a French GM to get that French coach to
so
speak
talk to each other. But what's wrong with the team?
Exactly,
I totally understand.
I get it now.
Yeah. Long live Bergevin.
If you think the Leafs media or any other hockey media is crazy, no. French Canadian media is right up there with like the New York Knicks. Just crazy. They'll make up stuff. It's I love this guy 1 minute, hate him the next. Oh, he got to stay because he's French. It's just it's just a mess over there. And I agree with you guys. And this is coming from a Montreal Canadian fan.
Yeah, we don't know why they did that.
Got to change this. It has to be French Canadian. It was fine when you guys were drafting from a pool of Quebecers because Quebecers had
top prospects.
They had all the players. Rocket Richard. They had the first rights to draft all these great players because nobody else can get them. That was fine. But now in a day and age where everyone has access to every player, and you guys are operating in a small pool of GMs and coaches. It's just you're putting the handcuffs on your team. I understand the reasoning, but you're putting the handcuffs on your team.
It's almost the detriment of the league.
Oh, I would say league's just to them. The league's gonna do whatever.
They keep on loot. Well, they lost Quebec City, which operated the same way.
Yep. Yeah, and they're even worse because they're deeper into Quebec. So, yeah, Montreal gets to let's change that. The Blackhawks, the Chicago Blackhawks.
They gone.
They're basically out of it.
Not basically, they're out.
They're out of it. Anaheim, who's ahead of them, has 65 points. The Blackhawks have 56 points. Wow.
They are gone.
They are not even in that wild card race.
It's not a good year for Chicago sports.
No.
And you can't fire Sale.
Can you?
No.
Why not?
Because Kane, Taves, Seabrook.
Now, compared to the new contracts that are coming up, Kane and Taves don't have that. They're getting paid $9 million.
Yeah,
each.
their cap hit's not horrible.
It's not horrible.
Still crippling though.
Yeah.
That's $18 million right there.
Yeah.
Of what, a $90 million salary cap?
Do you guys know how old Taves and Kane are?
Early 30s.
Early
Or
30s?
Kane might be late 20s. Taves is like maybe 30, 31.
You want to take a stab at it, Smite?
I was going to ask Google. I think he's 29.
They're both 29.
Yeah.
Which I thought they were older.
Oh, no.
I thought they were older.
They were winning as kids. And, like, that's a great nucleus. And you got 3 or 4 more years of them.
See, you would think it's a great nucleus. So what's going on right now then?
Oh, they're losing.
Well,
you
it's
can't,
just-
you can't win every year. Remember, they won 3 Stanley Cups in the past 10 years.
No,
Yeah, like they had their run, right? Like Duncan Keith is not the same guy he was before. Brent Seabrook is not the same guy he was before. Corey Crawford never was that good of a goalie, but you know, he's,
Well, it's Corey Crawford's injured right now. Duncan Keith's 34.
Yeah.
Brent Seabrook's 32.
Yeah. Which
Seabrook's probably a guy I'd probably look to move now.
they probably will move him. I think
Yeah.
he could get moved at the deadline.
I think you still have a good nucleus. You
know
just
what's
had a
hilarious?
bad year.
Corey Crawford is injured. The goalie that people never really made pay attention. I think he only made one Team Canada, and he rode the pine. And all of a sudden he's out, and
This
now
team's
these guys are out of the playoffs
Yeah.
completely. So
Yeah, we need that guy back. Like,
that guy's probably hiding a lot of mistakes that these guys had.
the nucleus of this team is still intact. And for the most part, outside
but
of Duncan Keith,
yeah,
they're
but-
at a good age.
No, but the question is, should you move that?
You
nucleus now?
think you have a nucleus that was good, 5-6 years
Yeah.
ago, right? Like it's not the same anymore.
Well-
not in this day and age.
They were good last year.
Yeah. But
Like
so
5,
what's the
6
difference
years
then? So
ago.
what's the
Yeah,
difference?
the rest of the difference.
You have to have an off year eventually. You can't do it for
This
10
bad of an
years
off year?
straight. Yeah, it's a bad year.
When you say you still have the nucleus,
I think you go and you get youth to surround this nucleus, and you take another shot next year. And if you're in this situation next year, you start dumping because the city of Chicago will still support this team with that nucleus intact. It's kind of like the Jays situation where the Jays, they can't get any better. The fans are still coming out. You just give another shot next year.
Chicago is a perfect example of why I hate Gary Bettman's NHL.
Wow.
Because they drafted extremely well.
Yep.
Yeah, extremely well. Got all these players, won some cups, and then they had to dump a bunch of players.
Yep.
Because under the cap.
Well, every sport, that's what happens.
No, that's
it
not what
does.
happens.
Listen.
Because in NBA, you can go over the cap.
Okay, but like
In baseball, there's no cap.
Look at the guys that left that team and tell me how good they are now. Who
No.
who did they get rid of?
Yeah,
that,
you're right.
I know
No,
I know
you're right,
I know
yeah,
you're
yeah.
saying that they had to get rid of the cap.
Bufflin, Hossa.
Hossa was a deadline trade.
Yeah.
That's when they sucked that one year.
Bufflin.
Bufflin's
Bufflin, right?
one, sure.
Yeah, Bufflin. Yeah, Bufflin.
But like
too.
Dave Bolin was terrible in Toronto.
Yeah.
But
There's
that
like,
should be their choice. That's just my thing. That should be their choice. We drafted these players. We should be able to decide who we should. Well, they kind of do because most people go forward with three guys. But it's just that hard cap. It just
yeah, but then okay, so you don't have a cap, then what?
you can make decisions. Like if it was a soft cap like the NBA, just if you draft well,
If you
get
draft
to keep-
well,
you get to
you
keep your
usually
guys.
lose those players to free agency. The NFL is the
Not all
same
the
way.
time.
The NBA is the same way.
not all the time.
Of course.
Well, look how you guys are on the Golden State Warriors.
The Golden State Warriors are one example.
Yeah.
And
That doesn't happen every
No.
No, it
5
doesn't happen
years.
every year
Yeah.
because the cap went up like huge.
yeah. But like every other team, a lot of championship teams, they often do lose their young talent because the nucleus stays, obviously. And those young guys take big paydays. Because even, who was the small forward on Golden State that they traded for Durant, basically?
Harris.
Yeah, Harrison went and took a payday because they couldn't afford him. Well, I guess they could if they signed
They
Durant.
could have,
whatever.
but they didn't.
Yeah.
They knew
They were
what was going
like,
on.
he's not that good to afford, right? Super Bowl teams every year lose a bunch of players.
They have art. Yeah.
And NHL teams, same concept. It's just you need your core guys, and the core guys we always say is a stay-at-home D-man, a puck-moving D-man, a center,
And probably a winger.
Sniper.
some other guys.
Yeah,
just
winger.
some other guys.
Oh, yeah, Patrick Kane was right winger.
There you go.
Taves was the center.
Yeah.
Patrick Kane going forward, I think he's definitely a keeper. Taves, a lot of miles on that body. He's like a LeBron James, a lot of miles on the body. He had to
He's
do a
one
lot
more
of
than
the team.
Sidney Crosby.
That might be one name, me personally, I would
You don't
probably
move
put
the
up there.
captain. You crazy.
Yeah, I can't see that happening.
No.
What? Moving the captain.
No.
This
You
whole
can't-
you can't move your
Kane,
captain.
Taves, I
You
think
can't
if you move
your
anyone, I think Wells is right. Seabrook would be the guy if they were to move that.
100%, yeah. 100%
Seabrook,
Seabrook.
I would say Kane would go before Taves.
Really?
Yeah.
I think Kane will last longer. I think, yeah.
Oh, as an elite player?
Yeah, I think
maybe.
Kane will last.
You're right.
But you could
yeah,
also get more for Kane, I believe.
yeah.
Yeah.
Taves is
Probably
not
right.
really a goal scorer or a,
No.
I know.
Nah.
He
a
just
big
wins.
point getter. He just
wins.
He knows how to win.
No,
He knows
yeah.
how to run a team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just wears the C.
At one point, Taves was my favorite player.
Yeah. He just wears the C.
I hate that in the NHL.
What do you do?
He's your
right
captain.
here. Look at
You
it.
can't move him. He's your captain. Let's get some trade deadline talk. I don't think anything's going to happen this trade deadline. But one move did happen. Dion Phaneuf got traded to the Kings.
Yep.
The king of February trades, Dion Phaneuf.
Yes.
Three
So
times
right-
now.
Three
Three
times.
times.
Third time.
So right now the Kings currently are sitting
Fourth.
2 spots out of the wildcard spots. What are they in their division? Smythe, you're looking at that right now?
Fourth in the division, they are 3 points out of a wild card spot.
Yes.
Nope.
No.
I'm sorry. 5 points out of a wild card.
No, they're still in the race because only Colorado is ahead of them. and
Well,
Minnesota-
Calgary's up by 1 point, so they're 1
Yeah.
point away from being in the third.
Colorado's up 1 point. Minnesota holds that last. So they're still in it. So I'm guessing. What did you say from this trade, Wells, for the Kings, as far as the Kings are concerned?
Well, they got a pylon, so they're looking for a pylon. They got
They
it.
got one. Got what they were looking for.
Look, man, Dion Phaneuf, he's gonna go out there. He's gonna play in the penalty kill. He's gonna play in the power play. He's gonna give you minutes. Nothing wrong with that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's does it make them a playoff team? I can't see that happening. But
It could.
look how well Ottawa did last year.
Yeah, I was going to say.
And I'm not putting it all on him.
No.
But he's that type of guy. He's not your star player anymore. He's not even a factor.
Yeah, he's not
But
going to play big. minutes.
Chews up minutes. He knows what to do. He's calm. Like, he got a bad rap in Toronto. It's not his fault. He played on bad teams in Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
And he was the captain. So he had to wear that. But, I mean, I can't see this vaulting them any higher.
Apparently,
But it
this-
doesn't make them any worse.
No, apparently this deal was they were talking about this last trade deadline,
Last year.
and the whole thing was Ottawa didn't want to eat any of his contract. So, but now they have to eat 25% of that, $7 million. What do you see from the Kings? Improves them better? No, are you agree with Wells, Smythe?
Here's the thing. Wells said he's going to play on the power play, on the penalty kill, chew up minutes. He's a responsible defenseman.
Yeah.
What else do you want at the trade deadline? This is a perfect trade for a team that's trying to get in. And once they get in,
He's trying to shore up that
he
team, yeah.
can perform in the playoffs. We watched him almost go to the Stanley Cup Finals.
Oh,
so
you put that on him. Like he's
I-
not.
I'm
He's not,
just
he's
saying
not, yeah,
he's
not a
part
dumb
of
hockey
it.
player. Yeah, he's not a dumb
right?
hockey
He's
player.
not your cornerstone. Don't get me wrong, but you have a capable guy that can play all of your hockey. That is a great trade, right? Now he's not in his prime at all, but is he going to eat up 15 to 20 minutes of ice time for you on and play your special teams? Yeah, he can quarterback a power play line. That's a good trade.
What does this mean for Ottawa, though?
They're in fair sale mode. I don't know what this owner wants to do. This owner's talking about moving. Carlson's leaving.
Do you think that's for sure now?
Yeah,
This
this is
the door, so this is it?
No, I think he was leaving before. He's going to the highest bidder. There's no questions asked here. Him and who's Hedman?
Hedman from Tampa?
Yeah,
What about him?
free agent this year.
I couldn't tell you.
Who's
I
the
don't know.
other?
Yeah, I don't know if that
There's
makes-
another
yeah, keep
star.
going.
There's another star, and they said
Yeah, keep going.
we are going to the highest bidder.
Oh, that you're talking about Duncan Keith. Duncan Keith. Oh, sorry, the defenseman on
Doughty?
Kings. Doughty.
Drew Doughty. Yes, I'm sorry. It is Drew Doughty. Those guys are going to the highest bidder. Okay. Ottawa, I don't think they're looking to spend anything. I think they're trying to bottom out.
This is it for them, man.
Yeah, they tried to go to the Stanley Cup. They went far in the playoffs. They're now trading away everything.
Well, they got Garbick in the deal, and they're looking, and apparently they're going to buy him out.
They are?
Apparently,
He's still got 4 years left.
Yeah, apparently they didn't want to buy him out. I think his cap hit's like $5 million.
Yeah,
So they
4.87.
Yeah, they want to take that money. So it's either you're going to buy him out because you're going to throw that money at Carlson,
Yep.
or you're buying him out to save money.
You got to buy him out. You're going to be paying him for the next decade.
Yeah,
Crazy.
What do you see for this? Well, with the Ottawa Senators?
What do I see?
Yeah,
Team in shambles, bro.
yeah.
I mean, they're having a terrible year. They've got really bad contracts on that team. That's a bad team, man.
Yeah.
We talked about this last week, and you're like, which team would you take over? And we were all like, not Ottawa. They have some really bad contracts. Erik Karlsson's going to leave.
I'll take the Coyotes over Ottawa.
Like, what do they have?
Nothing going for him.
Nothing going for him.
Who are you going to go see?
Well,
you got to drive. You got to drive 20 minutes out of Ottawa to go to this crappy stadium in the middle of nowhere,
Yep.
right? Who are you going to go see?
Yep.
Erik Karlsson was a legit star on that team.
Doesn't look like it this year. Doesn't look like it this year.
But still, he is their star, right? But like after that, what are you coming out to watch?
And again,
Stone, maybe. Yeah.
Sure, yeah, all those Stone jerseys floating around in Ottawa, all the Hoffman jerseys, all the Bobby Ryan jerseys.
God,
that team
they're-
is in shambles.
they're really
man.
bad.
They should just blow it all up.
well, they're going to.
Literally, they should just blow up the stadium. Too.
Just blow up the stadium.
I feel like that might happen too. Can't they burn it down for insurance money or something?
Oh, man, some of these teams, man, I don't know what they're doing. It's just bad ownership all around here.
Remember that parody we talked about?
Well, Gary Bettman's NHL, there is parity.
Is there?
Because the point system, the way the point system is.
I see 45-point Buffalo Sabres. Just looking at me in the
44
face
points,
right
Buffalo
now.
Sabres. Trade deadline. What do you guys see anything in the trade deadline thing happen? What team should do anything? Are you looking for any big moves? in
Talk
the
to
trade
me in
deadline?
2 weeks.
It's not going to happen. This trade deadline is going to be fourth liners for third liners.
Yeah,
I think it's Monday, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, top sixes. I don't think they're
February
going to
26th.
move at all. Like,
What are you guys expecting?
I don't know.
Nothing.
No, well, I don't know.
It's the NHL. Like nothing happens. Like, but
You got a cap. You got
yeah,
a lot of teams in it still. I don't know what you guys want, man.
I guarantee you, Sportsnet's going to talk.
Rick
about
Nash is gonna get traded.
Yeah.
That's probably
Is
gonna
he?
happen.
Yeah,
Is he going to get traded?
yeah.
He should.
Yeah, he should. But is he?
Yeah, like does anyone really want him? I agree.
Hey, if you're the Vegas Knights, do you make any moves?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, you do.
no.
Sure you do.
Why?
Rick Nash. That's
Oh,
the guy
come
you
on.
want.
So you're rolling with this great team, a bunch of guys that are stuck together from thick and thin, and you want to throw somebody in there. Just throw somebody in that room.
You have a great coach like Gallant, then yeah.
Is he a great coach?
He's
Florida didn't think so.
they made a
Florida
mistake.
didn't- Yeah, Florida didn't think he was a good coach.
Like, I'll be honest. Like, I don't know what this season is for these guys.
That's
Like,
your
if they
Jack
got-
Adams winner right there.
yeah,
is-
if they got knocked out, yeah, definitely. He's the next coach of the year, if you guys didn't know. But if they got knocked out of the first round, would you be surprised, Wells?
Nope.
No. But if they make the Stanley Cup finals, would you be
Yeah,
surprised?
I'd be surprised.
You'd be surprised? I think they're done in the first round, personally. But
Well, what do they got in the first round? They got the wild card,
They would take the they're the best team in the West, so they play
Minnesota or
the
Dallas?
worst wild card.
the worst wild card.
Minnesota.
Ooh, Dallas would be a bad match.
No, the worst wild card.
Minnesota.
Yeah, okay.
But would you be surprised if they made
No, they'll kill Minnesota.
really?
Yeah, no, seriously.
I don't see that.
Kick Minnesota's ass.
What do you think? They should shore it up or just keep it the same?
I think you keep it the same.
Yeah.
You just we'll see what we have, because like I don't think you mess with chemistry because you don't know what you have. Like this season,
Could be the best season they're gonna have
yeah,
in a
right?
while.
Like
So just keep it the same, keep it rolling.
let it ride.
Sorry,
Is there a minigun in here?
Yeah, I was gonna go down the wild card race, but it just looks it almost looks like the NHL is this looks like this is where it's gonna set. Like the line is set. Any team below the Blackhawks, you're out. That's it. There's only four or five teams fighting for the wild card. So that's Dallas, Minnesota, Colorado, Los Angeles, Anaheim. And in the East, it looks like only two teams. So you got New Jersey, 4 teams, sorry. New Jersey, Carolina, Columbus, Islanders, Rangers, they're done.
Yeah, if you don't have 60 points right now, your season's over,
Yeah.
basically.
So
And yeah, that's it.
halfway through, and it looks like yeah. I mean, you'll get some good fights at the bottom of those conferences, I guess.
Those wild cards would be exciting, I think.
Yeah, like seeing who's gonna get in and not like that. Remember when Shane wanted to get off his team to come to a contender?
Who?
Colorado, the guy who was on.
Oh yeah,
He
another
got
great
traded from-
trade.
the
Another
Shane
great
got
trade made by the Ottawa Senators this year.
Yeah.
He wanted to get out of the losing culture of Colorado. And
Maybe
go
he
over
was
to,
the loser.
Ottawa, and now Colorado's fighting for a playoff spot. And yeah, you guys are worse than Montreal.
Yeah, it was done.
Are they really?
Yeah,
they
2
were-
points versus
That's
them.
bad then. That's really bad.
You're worse than Montreal. Oh god,
Lord have mercy.
you really should blow that up.
We do our weekly Montreal update here. How they're doing tonight? Let's take a look here. Let's take a gander.
They're losing 3-0
Oh god. It's
Are they
Arizona.
really?
Yeah.
To Arizona?
to Arizona.
I mean,
To Arizona, the worst team in the league.
you couldn't write this story.
The absolute worst
That
team in the
is-
league, and they're losing 3-0. Montreal is bad. Like they're really like I think they know it too now. It's just like
Oh,
forget it.
it just clicked in.
It's just like forget it. Like it's over. Carey Price looks so disinterested. It's over.
Sometimes just gotta throw the year away.
Well, I think at a certain point, a lot of teams they figure it out themselves. Like
Yeah.
guys aren't stupid. They look around, they see how they're playing. It's like, pack it up for next year.
Yep.
I guarantee you, Carey Price already has
Just get a good
his
training
flight.
camp in.
His flight's already booked when the season's done. Yeah, I'm gonna go here and blah blah.
Hey, remember when the New Jersey Devils were like the surprise of the league?
This is Gary Bettman's NHL, man. I'm telling you. Well, they're fighting for the wild card.
For the wild card spot. Well, then Columbus is there. I feel like Columbus will end up with one
They
of
got a
those
lot of
spots.
they got a lot of young players on there.
Yeah, they have time.
So they got time. Anything else stand out to you in the NHL?
Washington's
Washington.
back at the top
Washington. I think this is the year for Washington. I know we say that every year
because there's no
especially-
hype around them in this
There's
time.
no hype. No one's talking about them. Ovechkin is just going about his way, just playing that high level hockey that he always does. Nobody's talking about this. This could be the year.
I mean, this year they won't meet Pittsburgh until the conference finals, which is nice.
No, that's not true.
What?
No, in Gary Bettman's NHL,
I love how you say that.
Gary Bettman's NHL, you got to play yourself out of the division.
So second round they'll play again.
Yes,
What a great,
that'd be
Great.
stupid.
what a great way to set up your
So
playoffs.
you play out of your division, and the two division champions they face off each other.
Well, so much for that.
That's Gary Bettman's NHL for you.
Well, division rivalries.
Just to keep that quote unquote rivalry up. Let me try something new here. See how you guys react to this. So I'm just gonna spit off some news items for you guys and see how you guys react to it and whatnot. So I think starting in July, I believe Best Buy is going to stop selling CDs.
And
Okay.
that's our
Are you
reaction.
guys-
That's news?
Are you guys?
So?
Yeah. Well, I saw it.
Is HMV closing? Oh wait, they already aired
Yes.
them.
I virtually don't have any
You know-
devices that play CDs.
You know, what my first thought was, like, you guys still sell CDs?
Yeah,
They're still selling CDs.
Like yikes! You guys buy CDs?
You know
That
what?
was
There
an
must be a
idea.
market for it.
It must be. It's probably your parents. Like that was their final change. Like they went from records to like 8 tracks to whatever, and then they
tape,
finally went to
cassettes.
CDs. They finally went to CDs, and it's like, this is my last change.
This is it.
I don't even know where to buy an MP3. This is my last change, and now they're gonna have nowhere to buy their music. Wine in the NBA. Did you guys read that article?
Sheesh.
Sheesh. Well, Spider is so lost on that joke. You have no idea what we was to say when we said that.
Sheesh.
Oh, sheesh. One day we'll let you in. So, apparently...
One day you listen to a podcast I recommend.
Yes.
One day.
That's one too. So apparently...
Never mind.
the NBA has basically become wine snobs.
Yeah.
Everyone in the NBA loves wine. I think JJ Redick said we'd be flying on planes and he noticed that, like, you know, they serving alcohol. They'd be like beer and vodka, and all of a sudden over the years it just switched to wine. Now everyone's loving wine. Obviously, you see LeBron James and his love of the wine and stuff like that. Apparently, you're gonna have to help me out with this word. Here it was. Apparently, Melo loves his wine so much he's almost at
Sommelier
type levels, and that's for laymen. That's for people who know everything about wine, just smells and stuff like that. Interesting number. He's almost
Your
at a
face,
master.
Mike. Your face.
He's almost at master level. It's his boy. I'm sure he loves hearing these things at it. So there are only 149
Sommeliers.
in the world.
That's not true.
Master sommeliers.
Okay, master.
Sorry.
He's not going to be a master sommelier.
master sommeliers.
There's no way he could be a master sommelier.
There are 382 members of the NBA Hall of Fame. So these are the things he's striving for.
These kids don't finish college. And they want to graduate from wine snob school. It's nice to have money, eh? It's nice.
Well, apparently LeBron James has $3,000 bottles of wine. Just
Yeah, it's nice to have money. Just so they can say they drink wine?
pretty much.
They're becoming snobby,
like the English?
dorks.
God.
Sheesh.
Sometimes I actually hate the NBA. You know you're talking about
They're the worst.
social
They're
media.
the worst
like,
people. They're the worst people.
Yeah, their actual personalities just make you really think about where your hard-earned money goes to. It really does sometimes. God, this league.
Oh, sheesh.
Sheesh.
Now I gotta Google what this sheesh is.
So Ashan Khalid? What's DJ Khaled's son's name? Ashan?
Ashan? I don't know.
Just DJ Khaled's son. It's fine.
DJ Khaled's son. This guy landed a deal with Nike.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
DJ Khaled is
This
my favorite fodder on the planet. Just throwing it out there to you
He's
guys.
only won Wells. And he has a deal with... No, not Nike. Sorry, Jordan Brand.
Jordan Brand. This DJ Khaled is the best father in the world.
Yeah, what do you do with your life, Wells?
What? Rather not. Right now.
He's on this keto diet right now, and it's going really
A
well.
1-year-old is getting Jordan Brand gear. What do you do with your life?
1-year-old's getting Jordan Brand. It's not. He didn't do anything for it.
Khaled's kid, I think he's already a multi-millionaire as executive producer on DJ Khaled's last 2 albums. And legit, it's his money. So when he grows up, his dad will be like, here's the money that you earned from whatever you did, whatever. And now he has a shoe deal with Jordan. Khaled is a great dad. Great.
When I saw that, I was crazy. They actually opened up a baby division for Khaled's son. So that's opening up new ventures in Jordan Brand.
See?
So
It's like what LeVar Ball's doing. Just saying, well.
it's a little different.
Oh, we could make an episode without that guy's name on here, but
Oh no!
can't do that.
You hear the craziness he said?
No, I don't care.
Honestly, don't care anymore. But yeah. So that's the end of it. That's the end of the show.
All right.
Smythe, do you got any polls?
Yeah, I got a couple polls out here. We asked you how you guys felt about Timberlake's Papa Time Super Bowl show. 57% great, 43% terrible.
No, you win, Wells.
Terrible.
What do I win anything, man. Win anything.
A couple of days ago, we asked.
And there's probably 2 votes for no, which are you guys.
No, a lot of voters actually. The chances the Cavs win the East again with the new additions, sure bet 80%. Up in the air, 20%. So the Cavs back on top in the East, no questions asked.
Not Cav lovers.
That is crazy. I'll just tell you guys where to find this now. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, our favorite place, Tumblr. Also, on the Park Daily, you just click on the Team Podcast and the latest episode plays. It's the easiest way to listen, guys.
That was my line. You stepped on my line.
Well, I'm sorry. We're also on iTunes and all podcast stations. If you type in the Team Podcast, we're there. And the Team _podcast is the best way to search for us because that's apparently is how we set it up. Wells, how do they reach you at Horseplay Podcast?
Yeah, Horseplay 38 will be dropping either tonight or tomorrow morning. It's already been recorded. Good to go. You can find us on Instagram, horseplay_podcast. On Twitter, horseplaypod, all one word.
He just followed me too. I feel so
Ooh.
good. I saw him. I was like, okay, fine.
Number 39. Who's at number 39?
No, number 38.
38. Who's number 38? Nobody.
See, I like to
Come on,
keep
come on.
you guys guessing.
I got nothing.
Give me a suggestion.
I
Give me a suggestion.
can't even think of a 38.
Okay, that's my job then.
I can't even think of a 38. It has to be in football.
Yeah. Well, also, before Nash signs us off, I'm about to crush Wells in
Oh,
NHL
jeez.
18.
I was.
If you guys don't hear Smythe next week on the show, it's probably because he's still hurt.
So by the time you guys see this, you'll be able to look on all of.
Okay, you stepping on my lines. I was gonna. If
you're-
you guys,
you know what? I'm gonna do that.
go on.
We just don't need you anymore, man.
Go on Instagram. It's gonna be there on Instagram Live. It's gonna be there on Instagram Live, so it's gonna be there for another 24 hours.
You're telling them right now this won't
No,
be posted until
Yeah,
tomorrow.
listen to what I said.
Okay,
It's
okay.
going to be there for another 24 hours.
There you go.
So you guys can tune into that. So Wells and Smythe are going to now face off in NHL 18.
Yep.
Yeah.
NHL 18. A lot of ish talking going back and forth between these two. So guys, check it out. Tell us what you think.
Is this best of 3 or what is it? Just
We can do
one-
a best of 3.
Okay, best of 3s works.
All right, guys.
All
Smythe,
right.
sign us off.
All right.
Thanks for listening.
Yep. No ladies sub.
Nash Wells and Smythe host the Team Podcast. We love sports just like you.